Hey, good afternoon. Good afternoon. My name's Phil Hill. I'm an Englishman living in New Zealand, and I'm sure, like many of you, you've been watching the news recently about the war in Ukraine. This video is being made because I think war has to stop. Not just the war in Ukraine, but the war everywhere. War does not achieve anything. We all know that. When are humans going to learn that chucking bits of lead at each other and metal does any good? We haven't learned from World War One, World War Two, Vietnam, Korea, any of the other conflicts that have gone on, even up to this modern day. At the moment, the poor people of Ukraine are being subjected by the forces of Russia, and they're standing strong, fighting back. But I have an idea, and it's based upon the song of John Lennon, Imagine. Just that word alone, imagine. I'm going to sing the song shortly, but before I do, I wanted to point out that isn't it about time war actually stopped? Now, all the governments of the world at the moment are posturing for peace and war, and NATO can't do this because if they do, it might be World War III. Russia is not listening, Belarus is not listening. The poor people of Kiev are suffering, poor people of Ukraine are suffering. Now, my thought is this, and it's a weird one, and I don't think it'll likely to happen, but I'd love it to happen, and I wish we could make it happen. And I for one, am willing to do it. I think internationally, people should march on Ukraine in their millions, and I mean millions, from every single border surrounding them, even from Russia if they can get away with it without being arrested by their own state police. But imagine if 10 million people, 10 million people or more, stood in front of those Russian troops, surrounded Kiev in a daisy chain, whatever, wearing white t-shirts, carrying peace slogans, having international film crews right there as proof that they're unarmed and peaceful. Imagine if they stood there in front of those Russian tanks. Now, don't get me wrong. Those Russian tank commanders are fathers, and they've got mothers and fathers themselves. They've got wives, they've got children. They're not monsters. They're ordinary guys in the army following orders, albeit, in our opinion, probably the orders of a madman, maybe, like Putin. But they are following orders. I myself, I'm a military veteran, and I followed orders. You do. That's the nature of the game. Doesn't mean to say it's right, and it's about time. I believe that in this century, mankind has no need for war. We need to evolve beyond it in order to farm the planet and support the planet. And maybe there shouldn't be countries, maybe there should be just a global human race, all working together for the good of each other. I mean, there's no reason why peaceful protest couldn't work. Gandhi did it. He walked the length of India and stood up to the British Empire and its might at the time. And that was one man who gained following, yes, but it was peaceful protest. And there's no reason why that 10 million people or more, excuse me, no reason why that couldn't happen. It's hard to organise, yes. Well, what if we did do it? Imagine what 10 million people look like. The average stadium, Wembley Stadium, for example, Barcelona's Nou Camp, some of the Super Bowl stadiums in American football. 100,000 people. What does that look like? It looks like an awful lot of people. Well, imagine what 10 million people would look like. Now, I'm sorry, but I think even if faced with that in front of them, a mass of humanity, do you honestly think any of these Russian forces would actually open fire on that many people. I don't think they would. I think most of them would stop and question what they were doing and to see if it was right or wrong, regardless of those orders. Especially if it was peaceful protests. 10 million people dressed in white, carrying peace slogans, unarmed, being filmed. I don't think even the most hard-nosed Russian soldiers would open fire on that. And I think, like I said, imagine it. John Lennon imagined it. That's why he wrote the song. And I think that's what we need to do. I think we need to concentrate on making this world a better place by stopping war. And if I can help by singing the song, which is not that good anyway, but my voice is not that good, but I can sing it. And let's hopefully, if we can, march into Poland and march from Romania and march from Hungary and march from Moldova and Turkey and all the places that surround Ukraine and give these people our support. I'll do it. I'll march. But we need millions of people to do it to make a difference. Thousands won't work. The Russians will ignore that. But millions, well, they can't ignore millions, can they? Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us and the world will live as one. Perhaps we'll march as one in peace. Thank you.